As traders, it's super important to take full responsibility of our losses and mistakes. Blaming external factors will not help us. Analyze your mistakes, analyze your losses, and only by then you will become consistent, profitable trader. Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com. You read the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and without any further ado, let's see the charts. Span the daily, not much of a price action, very tight price action. Doji, which represents an indecision in the market, and if the market cannot decide, we surely cannot decide. All we have to do is sit and wait for market to show us where it wants to go. 420, 421 to the upside is the resistance. This blue trend line, blue line represents a slight gap that we have since August of 2022. It's still open, and we know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled. 416 to the downside now needs to hold as support. Otherwise, we have all the levels to the downside for future support. Above this blue line, we are going towards this red trend line together with the 425 to the upside. Follow prices, levels, and trend lines to manage your risk. All other indicators, without any exception, are purely lagging. QQQ, 3 days in a row, 338 to the upside. Tough resistance. Now, 335, 332 to the downside are the next support that needs to hold. Otherwise, we are going to retest this yellow trend line. It was resistance. If 331 to the downside will fail to hold, this yellow trend line will be next support. Long continuation above 338 towards 345. Dow Jones basically moving sideways since May 10th. 331 to the downside, 335, 36 to the upside together with this red trend line. Nothing much on the Dow. Short 2-3 days below the 331. And long, we are waiting for this trend line to break up and above at least 2 or 3 days towards the 340 to the upside. Of course, everything you see and hear on this video and on my channel in general is for educational purposes only. Always do your own due diligence. Never follow blindly anyone on social media, paid or free services. Follow to get ideas, follow to get strategy ideas, get education. But in the end of the day, it's up to you. No one will take care of you or your money except you. IWM getting closer to the 180, and we said that once 175 will break to the upside, 180 will be next. Now, all we have to do is wait to see if bulls of the IWM can break up above the 180. Then this gap and the 181 will get filled. And then we are going towards the 186. SOXX, 446 to the upside, 435 to the downside. Long continuation above 446 towards 460. Net gas, slight pullback, 250 needs to hold. Then let's see if we can get the next leg up above 263 towards 281 and then to the 3. Bitcoin, the perfect example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, but they are also the roadmap for future price action. You saw my previous videos on Bitcoin and you know these trend lines. If you did not see, this is the time to like, subscribe, share with friends, and check previous videos on the Bitcoin. We said that once this red trend line will break to the downside, next support will be the orange trend line. And here we are, broke to the downside, and since May 12th, this orange trend line is holding the Bitcoin. Once we really understand the true relationship between price action, trend lines, and Fibonacci if you want, this is all we have to do, and this is all we have to know to really understand where price might be heading next with high probability. All other indicators are lagging. Everything follows price. Price follows trend lines and Fibonacci levels. Check the links in the description below. Choose your path. Pave your own future for financial freedom. To become your own indicator, check the links in the description below. Ethereum holding the 1800s now. Looks like it's trying to bounce towards this red trend line. Below 1800, we are going towards this white trend line. Microsoft, bullish continuation. 316 now is the risk. Let's see continuation towards the 330. If 316 will fail to hold, this red trend line is the first support we need to look at. Apple, not surprising. Doji, same as the SPY. 173 now is holding. We have a slight gap from Friday's lows. Let's see if bulls can close this gap. They will close it. It's a matter of time. We know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled, and the smaller the gap, the sooner it gets filled. 176 to the upside, 173 to the downside. Below 173, we are going towards 171 with this white trend line. Google, continuation to the upside, 122 now is the risk. Let's see continuation towards 130 together with this white trend line. This white trend line goes all the way back towards September and October of 2022. It will become the next resistance together with the 130. Shopify, now nice bounce today, gave 50% back during the day, but overall Shopify looks good. 59.30 to the downside is the risk. Let's see continuation tomorrow above 62.80 towards 65.50. Above 65.50, in my opinion, we are going to retest this upper blue trend line towards 74. Let's see where Shopify is taking us. Follow prices, levels, and trend lines to manage risk. AMD 108. We have some kind of a doji sandwich, as you can see. 108 holding as resistance. Above it, 117 together with this white trend line. 101 is our risk at the moment. Amazon tried now going back below this trend line. 110 to the downside. Let's take Fibonacci once again. Clean the chart. Let's make Fibonacci new. We have swing low, swing high. 114 needs to hold, otherwise we're going towards 111 and this red trend line. Continuation above the 118, we are going towards 123 and this upper red trend line. Meta 245 is holding, trying to get inside this gap from February 3rd. 245 is the risk. Let's see continuation towards this upper white trend line. Meta is in an uptrend until proven otherwise. Stop listening to the news. Stop listening to all the furrows that tells us that we are going for a crash to the downside, 15-20% crash. All we have to do, look at the price. Price is in an uptrend. RSI, Bollinger Bands, everything shows us that we are in an overbought or oversold, can stay the same condition for a very long time. So stop using these lagging indicators. Educate yourself how to follow price, and most importantly, ignore the news. Netflix 362 is holding. We have a gap over here at the 341. Below 362, we are going towards the 352. Below 352, we are going to fill this gap and retest this trend line as support. Long continuation above 376 towards 394. Tesla trend lines, you know these trend lines? because you follow me on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, take 1 second and hit the follow button. Also take 1 second, like, subscribe and share this video, will be much appreciated. And you know this white trend line. We drew this yellow trend line, a few weeks ago. And once again, price went all the way up towards this yellow trend line. Now let's see, can Tesla break up and above it? Now the risk, all we have to do, Fibonacci. The risk now is at the 177 to the downside. Nvidia earnings coming up this week, Wednesday, after the close. The risk now, let's see if this yellow trend line can hold support. We have a slight gap over here. Long continuation above 315.80 towards 347. Nvidia is a perfect example of why we should not follow anyone on social media, because almost everyone on social media tells us Nvidia is too stretched to the upside. Nvidia needs to get some kind of a retracement, some kind of a pullback, but Nvidia is Nvidia and price is price, and Nvidia wants up. Let's see where Nvidia will take us after the earnings. Stop following others, stop listening to the news, get education and learn the in-depth candlestick analysis and the relationship with trend lines and Fibonacci, and only by then you will become successful, consistent, profitable trader. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Until the next video, stay safe.